so that you can go back and watch this a couple times here. And I just want to say, give a shout out to Hannah, Jacob, Joa, Karen. Greetings and salutations. Hello, Kevin. You watching this from the boat? All right, we have Lynn is here. Maureen, hi, Maureen. Sally, Sandy, Ted, Nancy, Zushi, and many, many more are tuning in right now, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. We got a lot of ground to cover here. And if you're a note taker, make sure you have a notepad and a piece of paper. And just one moment here. There we go. All right, welcome to the practical guide to better posture. All right, so a lot of great information we're going to be talking about. The main theme is about posture, but the bigger theme is about your health and your well-being. Now more than ever, people are consciously and actively looking for ways to become healthier and stronger. Over the last 18 months, it taught us a lot of things. We're going to get into that. And I'm going to set the stage. Before we get into the tactical and the practical about posture, I could just go through a bunch of things and list them out for you about the do's and don'ts. But I want to add value, the reasons why, because this goes beyond a posture conversation. I know that's our main topic here tonight, but your posture impacts everything that you do, your health in every way. Not only just how you feel with your joints and your muscles and your nerves, but also with the organ systems in the body, such as digestion and your immune system and your breathing, cardiovascular system, your brain function, so on and so forth. I'm going to start by sharing a story with you here. And this information tonight is going to be really impactful and powerful. And to get the most out of this information, I recommend that you engage. So you take notes, you can type into the chat. If there's a question or you need some more clarification on it, type it up, send in your questions or comments. If you like something, fantastic, put nugget. What is your nugget? What's your takeaway? What are you walking away? Because information, what are you walking away with from this presentation? Because information is great, but implementation is everything. So you're going to spend the next 60 minutes here, and I'm going to teach you a lot of great information. And I want you walking away with some very practical and tactical information that you can start putting on the ground now to help improve your results while being under care, so that you can become healthier and stronger, have the energy that you want, reduce the chances of getting sick from a virus like COVID or the flu. We got flu season coming up. So you stay as healthy and as strong as possible, minimize any drugs and avoid any unnecessary surgeries. So let me tell you about Ron. I'm originally from Michigan. My dad, when we were growing up, a little bit about my dad. He grew up with two alcoholic parents. His household was extremely stressful growing up. And so when he grew up and at high school, when he graduated high school, he was drafted into the Vietnam War. And upon being drafted, he went right into the Marine Corps, and he served 1 year overseas. My dad's a recovering alcoholic. He was a smoker. And he came back after serving that war with PTSD, so post-traumatic stress disorder. So needless to say, my dad was under a lot of stress. In fact, most of the guys that he went to war with, they never even made it back. And if they did make it back, they lost their lives to drugs, alcohol, things like that. So my dad made it back, a very stressful upbringing. And I remember one day coming home, getting off the bus with my brother, and we came home, and my parents were always there until one day they weren't. And we were, anxious, scared, wondering what was going on. Our neighbor come over and said that our parents were at the hospital. Well, my mom came home, she got us, and I was about 13 years old at the time. And she said that dad had a heart attack at the age of 42, he was at the time. So my dad, I always looked at him as my superhero. And in that moment, I understood just how fragile life is and the impact that your health has on everyone else around you. So this information I'm going to share with you tonight is to empower you to live the life that you want to be living and not living crisis to crisis or waiting for your first major crisis to happen in your life before you decide to quit smoking or make lifestyle changes that you know you need to make to be a healthier, stronger human being. So what does this thing, poor posture, feel like? Well, you might not even know what it feels like at first. What does heart disease feel like in the early stages? What does diabetes feel like in the early stages? What does tooth decay feel like in the early stages? You just don't know. But over time, these are some of the effects you might start to feel with poor posture: stress in the body, fatigue, you not having the energy, depressed type feelings, muscle tension, poor circulation, low self-confidence, low back and neck pain, premature aging of the spine, and ultimately immunocompromise. Remember, these are the signals, these are the effects of poor posture here. That is above the water, the tip of the iceberg. What's causing it is below the water. The question is are you listening to the signals coming from your body? Sometimes those signals will whisper, and sometimes your body screams. So my question to you is, are Americans healthy? And the brutal facts are this, is we are not healthy as a nation. Welcome to the medicated states of America. This is where 70% of Americans take at least one prescription drug. 20% of Americans take 5 or more prescription drugs per day. Americans average 13 prescriptions per year, and 75% of all the drugs in the world are taken in the USA. Yet we're only 5% of the world's population. And out of all these drugs that we're talking about, there is no drug to help you have better posture. So we have, with drugs were the solution to all our health ailments today, we would be the healthiest nation in the world. Yet we rank 47th in the world in most health measures. That's according to the World Health Organization, and I hope that you're not okay with it. I definitely am not. So you take poor health in the United States and you pour gasoline on it, and welcome to COVID. That stressed the system, and if you want to know how strong a system is, stress it. There's a couple things that we've learned, though, is that COVID, it's highly contagious, but it's particularly dangerous to a select group of people. Do you know what group of people that this is most dangerous to? Please don't say the elderly, because that's not it. It's the immunocompromised. It's the immunocompromised that are most susceptible to this. And what we've learned is you're immunocompromised when you have one or more comorbidities going on: hypertension, diabetes, high blood pressure, hyperlipidemia, coronary artery disease, renal disease, dementia, COPD, cancer, AFib, heart failure. You may be wondering, well, what does this all have to do with posture? Well, having poor posture over several years and decades, this can lead to conditions downstream that are chronic diseases of lifestyle. And that's really what this is metabolic syndrome. Syndrome X, it's a cluster of conditions that occur together and increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes, and death from viruses like COVID-19. And now we're right on the flu season. And then we have COVID mutating. And we have the Delta and the Mu and all these different variants along the way. And this is a chronic disease. This is a disease of lifestyle that has become an acute crisis. In the United States, how do you manage chronic disease? Pharmacologically, through drugs. So you're pumping drugs into your body and into the system to manage symptoms, but you may feel better temporarily, but your body's getting sicker and weaker. So are we masking the real problem? We're told to wear these masks in order to keep us from getting sick, but we already forgot that we were sick. So why are we in this crisis? Well, it's amazing. You know, we spend $2.5 trillion per year. That's our healthcare burden. And let's just get real. It's not healthcare, it's sick care. Because when do you go to your doctor? You go when you're sick. We spend $2.5 trillion a year. And after everything that's happened, stay home, wash your hands, no hugs or high fives, hope and pray. And we hope that an unproven jab out there where we don't know any long-term consequences, side effects, that we're hanging on that. WTF, I'm sure that's what you're thinking right here. WTF. And when I say that, I'm talking about where's the focus? We must shift from the focus of the strength of the virus, which we have absolutely no control, to the strength of the host. Focus on what you could be doing to become a healthier, stronger human being. That's what tonight's about, specifically around your posture. Because when we talk about third-tier healthcare, first tier is treatment of disease. This is to keep people from dying. And I'm very grateful for this level of care because that's what kept my dad alive at 42 years young when he had his first heart attack. Prevention of disease, no hugs and no high fives, social distancing, frequent hand washing, all those type, masking it up. Although appropriate, treatment of disease and prevention of disease, think about it. Neither do anything to improve the strength of the host. Third tier healthcare is where we shine, the promotion of health. Tonight, it's about the things that you can start doing and stop doing to become a healthier, stronger human being and increase the chances that you stay as healthy, as strong as possible with the viruses out there, but also having the energy that you want and living the lifestyle that you want to be doing, not working around your problems. Because there's a huge gap between what we think about health and what you think and what you believe about health will determine your behaviors around your health. And it's really your behaviors that drive your health outcomes. Because we think that health is and sickness is really a toggle switch, that people toggle between sick and healthy. I'm healthy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then just like a switch, then come Friday, I'm sick. Then I'm sick Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Come Monday, like a switch, I'm healthy again. But it's more like people toggle between sick and not really achieve high levels of health. Where you're toggling between sick and not sick, and there's a big difference between asymptomatic and not sick and no symptoms and high level health and function. Sick and not sick and toggling back and forth, that's where immunocompromised lives. And what do we say? Who are most vulnerable to viruses like SARS-CoV-2? It is the immunocompromised. Health is really about optimal function. And we're going to show you some really simple things that you can be doing daily to improve the function of your body by improving your posture. Quality of your life will be determined by the quality of your questions. Who's heard something like that in the past? So here are the 10 questions that you must ask if you want to be as healthy as possible. Are you designed to be healthy or sick? Well, we know this. You're designed to be healthy. Sick is abnormal. Healthy is normal, but sick's become the new normal. Question number 2, is your body smart or is your body stupid? I never understood this, why we as a society, that when we have some sort of symptom, we take a pill for every ill, we knock down the symptom, and then we might feel better, but we get sicker and weaker as time goes by. Is that a smart thing or a stupid thing? How about you? How are you treating your body? Smart or stupid? Remember, your body is smart. There's this amazing intelligence that all the way from birth, when sperm and egg met, they collided together, and 270 days later, you were you. That awesome intelligence that was there right from the beginning is still within you. But because modern life being unnaturally stressful, I think we forget about that at times, of how awesome our body really is. Question number 3, what's the most important system in your body for staying healthy? Let me ask you this. What system in your body is responsible for dealing with germs like viruses and bacteria? What system in your body is responsible for dealing with the food that you eat and nutrition? What system in your body is there to make babies? Okay, what system in your body is there to keep you upright and ambulatory and walking around? All right, what system in your body, and type this in the chat if you know the answer, what system in your body is responsible for adapting to all the stress that you're under? Let's see if you can get this one. If you said or you're thinking the nervous system, you're exactly right. It's your nervous system that's responsible for adapting to the stress that you're under, including postural stresses. Your nervous system is your master system in your body. Your brain sends signals to your brainstem, spinal cord, and out to the peripheral nerves. It's that communication that carries the health and healing signals throughout the body. In fact, when you have poor posture, those signals must go up to the brain. So the latest research shows is that when you have poor posture, you actually stress the brain and affect brain function. So by improving your posture and having a healthier, stronger spine and nervous system, you actually will improve your brain function. So what protects your nervous system? Well, your skull, that's your helmet that protects your brain and brainstem, and your spine is your suit of armor. As we're talking about posture, look at this slide. From the skeleton that is facing you, see it's straight up and down. Your spine should be straight. So when you're thinking posture, your spine should be straight here. And look at the one from the skeleton from the side. There's curves in there, and those curves act as shock absorbers in your spine. When you start to lose those curves, it starts to add more stress along the spine because you lose that spring-like shock absorbing mechanism within the spine. And that starts to add to a lot of stress in the spine and cause real postural problems here and stressing out the nervous system. Quick question for you. All right. Why couldn't the skeleton watch the scary movie? Because he didn't have the guts. Okay, let's move on here. So your spine is your suit of armor. My question to you is your life stressful? I want to know this. Is your life stressful? Is your life more stressful today than it was 18 months ago? How about 2 or 3 years ago? And for many, they're raising both hands here. Modern life today is unnaturally stressful, and that stress has consequences. We have thoughts that are stressful, toxins that are stressful, traumas that are stressful. Okay, if you ever want to know what is causing disease and illness and symptoms in your body, if you're ever wanting to know what is causing pain in your body, it is due to one of two things. It's either a deficiency or a toxicity, or both, in these three categories: between your thoughts, between the chemicals and nutrition, and between traumas. Today, we're going to be really talking about traumas, and we're going to be talking about micro traumas placed upon your spine in the way of posture. See, there's three types of stress. There's the mental stress, there's social, psychological, emotional. We could spend a whole webinar on this. Stay tuned for December's webinar. Then there's chemical stress, the food that you eat, what you drink, your drug and lifestyle choices, pollution and environmental toxins. Stay tuned for November. But this month, we're going to focus on physical stress. There's the macro traumas, which are the car accidents, slips and falls, sports injuries, even birth trauma. But really, we're going to hone in on the micro traumas, the bad habits, the habituated habits, the day-to-day activities that are regularly and routinely and consistently putting stress on your spine and nervous system, and it's robbing your body of high-level health and wellness and making your body less adaptable to stress, leading it more to breakdown in symptoms and illness and disease, and causing you to work around these problems and not live the life that you want to be living. Sitting is really the new smoking. Think about it. You lay in bed in the morning, you put 6 pillows underneath your head is shoved forward. If you don't have 6 pillows underneath your head and neck, then you're on your stomach, and your neck and head are jacked to the side for 6, 7, 8 hours at a time. Then you wake up and you go brush your teeth. You put your head forward over the sink. You go downstairs. You're eating a bowl of cereal. You're watching some news probably on your phone. Head over the bowl of cereal. You get in your car, head forward, looking down. You get in your car, you go to work, you sit in the office for 8 to 10 hours, you come home, you eat dinner, and you see how this postural stress, you go to bed and it all starts over again. This adds up days, weeks, months, years, and decades. Sitting is the new smoking. And it causes a condition, tech neck. So any bowling fans out there, bowlers? Do I have any bowlers in the crowd? If you were to take a 10-pound bowling ball, which is approximately the weight of your head, and then when you start to move it forward, like what tech neck causes, that 10 pounds starts to feel like the weight of 60 pounds. Now, what do you think that's doing to all the muscles in the back of your skull and that go to your shoulder and your neck and your mid-back? What do you think that's doing? It's adding more stress. So the computer, the tablets, the phones, this poor posture, this tech neck, is starting to impact your suit of armor and your spine, and having real consequences in your nervous system. So all this stress, what is it doing to you? It's killing you. Now, I'm glad that we're talking about this here at the end of October, because I need you to see this, is that the most common, the highest day throughout the year of heart attack is Christmas and New Year's Day. Because of all the stress that we're under, our lifestyle, it's what we're eating, and the sugar and the stress when combined together spikes cardiac deaths. But this does not have to be you or a family member. You can start making behavioral changes today to help your body become healthier and stronger and more resilient to stress, because this stress causes a shift within your physiology. Now, I'm not going to go super deep on this, but it increases your blood pressure. It upregulates cholesterol. It upregulates clotting factors, downregulates insulin sensitivity. So that means your blood sugar starts to go up, diabetes, and it increases inflammation and swelling. If you cluster all of those conditions together, what does that sound like? Well, what that sounds like is a cardiac event, a heart attack, a stroke, a clot ready to happen. And on the backside of it, it weakens your immune system, it downregulates it, and leaves you immunocompromised. Stress causes a condition in your body called subluxation. Subluxations are the joint misalignments that create soft tissue damage that leads to inflammation and swelling around where the nerve exits along the spine. That irritates the nerve. It throws the muscle into spasm because you have a weakened segment or weakened area of the spine, and it locks down those joints. Now, let me ask you, is that a smart thing or a stupid thing that the body does there? Is it a smart thing to spasm a muscle to help create more stability in a weakened or injured area of the spine? Seems like a pretty smart thing to do, but if we go to your medical doctor, and in our medical system, our sick care system, what do they typically prescribe? Muscle relaxers. So then you might feel better, but you're going to leave your spine, nerves, and muscles more vulnerable to be injured further. It creates a stress response and immunocompromise. Remember, sick and not sick is where the immunocompromised toggle. My goal is to inspire you to change lifestyle behaviors to move you more towards optimal function and high-level health and wellness. Because I know when your body is functioning better, not only are you going to feel better, but your immune system is stronger. I want you going into November. I want you going into December and January and February with a robust immune system. Now's not the time to get weak and sick. So we need to be making sure that our behaviors line with optimal health and function, because we have Halloween, we have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas, we have Hanukkah, we have New Year's, we have a new holiday between New Year's and Valentine's Day. It's called Super Bowl, but then Valentine's, St. Patty's Day. And a lot of time we're eating and drinking things that promote more inflammation and move us away from high-level health and wellness and make our bodies more susceptible to viruses like SARS-CoV-2, the flu virus, so on and so forth. Less than 10% of your nerves sense pain. The other 90% go to muscles, and they go to those organs in the body we were just talking about, your immune system, your digestion, your breathing, and energy. You can consider with poor posture, it only takes the weight of a dime of pressure on your nerve to reduce nerve flow by up to 60%. What if that nerve goes to your lungs? How are your lungs going to be functioning? They're going to be healthy or sick? How about if that goes to your stomach? How about what's the health of your stomach? What if it goes to your bladder? So on and so forth. What's the root cause of health problems? Subluxations cause health problems here. They lead to things like, by now you probably figure headaches, back pain, neck pain, those type of things. But what you probably didn't know is that subluxations could cause changes in your blood pressure. It could cause an increase or a decrease of blood pressure. It can wreak havoc on your immune system, like allergies, sinus issues. It can cause breathing issues like asthma. It can cause attention and focus problems, ADD, ADHD. It can cause problems like autism, MS, depression and anxiety, arthritic conditions, even sleep, digestive, reproductive, and immune problems. There's this British study that found that with poor posture, you had a 64% increase that you would die of a heart attack. And when you have poor posture, it really affects our emotional state. It makes us more depressed, and it affects our life expectancy. So the poorer the posture, the less years. So by increasing your posture, it's not about having more years to your life, it's about having quality years to your life. And the long-term effects really affect pulmonary issues, so your lungs, and cardiovascular disease. And all this can really affect chronic illnesses such as cancer, heart disease, diabetes, so on and so forth. Remember, all those conditions are really the signal or the symptoms of the underlying issue. And just treating symptoms is really like taking the batteries out of your smoke detector at night when that is going off. Is that a bad idea or a bad idea? Subluxations and poor posture cause dysfunction in body signals. It's like taking a rubber band and wrapping it around your finger. It's creating a lot of pressure. How is your nervous system functioning? How do you know how your nervous system is functioning? Well, how do you know if you have high cholesterol? How do you know if you have a tooth decay? Well, you don't unless you get checked. If you're currently a client here, you've been checked and continually get checked. If you're not, if you're new and you're a guest or you're a family member, well, the only way we're going to know is if you get checked. And we have unique tests that we do in our office that no other office is going to be doing. That's unique to the chiropractic profession. Chiropractors are the only professionals trained to locate, detect subluxation and correct those subluxations through specific corrective chiropractic adjustments. So we have instrumentation, we do visualization, we have x-rays, your body signals give us some clues to what's going on in the body. We do these objective tests that can measure postural stress, how your posture is, how it's impacting the muscles along your spine, and how it's impacting the organ function in your body too. So in summary here, innate intelligence that you were born with, that you still have, that regulates the health and healing of your body, functions through the nervous system. For 100% function, the nervous system must be free of interference. Subluxations interfere with innate intelligence and function, and chiropractic adjustments correct subluxations. What should you do to correct problems in your nervous system? Very simple. We call it the three-legged stool, the 3 steps to correct the cause of the problem. Number 1, keep your chiropractic adjustments in rhythm. And your adjustments are based on 2 things: what our clinical findings are and what your goals are. That's how we come up with best recommendations for you. The next thing is to teach you about breaking bad habits. And the third thing is to add specific exercises. Doing these 3 things at the same time over time leads to your ultimate health outcomes, better health outcomes here. So think about it. Here your results live in the center. So adjustments, our job is to tell you what you need in order to hit your goals as far as your adjustment rhythm. And your job is to show up for your appointments and to keep those adjustments in rhythm. Don't skip or miss those appointments. Dr. Travis and I do our best work over time. So keep your adjustments in rhythm. And then our job is to teach you about the bad habits that are causing subluxations in the first place, that you're coming in to see us to get adjusted. So we need to teach you about what those subluxations, the cause of those are by the bad habits you have. And your job is to work on breaking those bad habits. And then the third thing in this is to teach you what are the corrective exercises you can do to help rehabilitate the muscles along your spine, to strengthen those muscles to help your adjustments hold better. And by doing so, we're going to teach you, and your job is to actually do that. So this is how you can help us help you. Do you see your role in this? This is done with you, not done for you. We're a partner on this journey with you. And a common question I was getting is that people were asking me, Doc, I'm 66 years old. I've been dealing with postural issues for many decades now. Or I'm in my 50s or 70s. Can I be helped? Is there anything that I can do? And my answer is yes, there are things that you can do. Now, look, let's be real, is that this is not going, we're not going to turn the ship around. If the ship's been sailing in a direction for several months, years, or decades, we cannot expect to turn everything around on a dime in a moment's notice. But what I can tell you is that when you start taking action towards better health habits and slowly but surely making 1 degree changes, is that over time, you're going to notice the effects. Just like you're noticing the effects where the body is right now, consider this. The longer that somebody is sick, the sicker they get. But the longer somebody is healthy, the healthier they get. So this is a cumulative process both ways. It occurs over time. There's some initial intensive care, there's corrective care, and then there's wellness care. To keep this in rhythm over time builds the best momentum for us to ensure we hit your health goals. Number one, to get rid of pain or get rid of some condition. Number two, to get you back to doing the things that you need to do, like family, like work, so that you can do the things that you want and love to do. That's the phases of care here, but it takes time. There's no magic fix. So, all right, if you're working from home, okay, so hands up if COVID shifted things for you where you used to go into the office and now you're working from home, or you were working from home and now you're back in the office, or you still work from home and you're not fully integrated back at the office. This slide is for you. So you want to make your home workstation work for you to avoid the aches and pains while working from home. So pick a spot. So if you don't have a desk at home, try working from your kitchen table rather than sitting on the couch. I often get the question of, Doc, you tell me not to drink dairy, but can we compromise? Can I have organic milk versus regular milk? And I say, okay, progress, not perfection. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to look for the lesser of two evils. You don't want to be thinking perfect. And if you don't hit perfect, then just throw it to the wayside. Think progress, not perfection. Okay. You follow me on that? Pick the lesser of two evils. Then adjust your seat. So if you don't have an ergonomic chair, use a wedge to help maintain better posture. I had a question come in, should I use an exercise ball and what's the value of it? Well, if you're sitting on an exercise ball, because of the way that your body is on that ball, it's going to force your postural muscles to work for you. Now, look, if you've not been doing any of these things, my advice is to not do it all at once in one lump sum. Like if you hadn't been working out for a year, please don't go back to the gym in 1 hour, try to make up for a year of not being in the gym. Hands up if you're guilty of that. Okay, I know some of you there that are on this line. Here's the deal. Progress, not perfection. Just start slowly, then add up. So if you're going from a wooden chair, let's say, from your dining room table, and you want to sit on the ball, maybe consider sitting on the ball for an hour and then going back to the other chair, and so on and so forth. Adjust your monitor. Get creative in your environment. Place books on your laptop to raise it up so your head is not cranked so far forward and putting stress on your neck and causing disc and spine issues there. Find a balance between lifting your hands and bending your neck. And then create a standing desk. Find an area that maybe you have a raised counter. And you don't have to stand all day, but maybe you stand some of the day so you're sitting less of the day. You know, people are saying, asking questions, how often should you take breaks? What are some of your best practices? Well, here's the deal. One of the ways to improve your health, improve your posture, and hydrate your discs, hydrate your muscles and tendons, and get water into your brain, into your digestive system, and hydrate your cells of your body so you can be healthy and strong throughout the day, is drink water. And one of my strategies would be so we recommend half of your body weight in ounces. So get one container. I like getting one container. I have right here, this one is 90 ounces. This works for me. And fill it once and drink it throughout the day. I love these bottles here that have the time on it. So by 8 o'clock and then 10 o'clock and then 12 o'clock and then 2 o'clock, so on and so forth. And here's the beauty of it. When you're drinking so much water, you have to take a bathroom break. So you're going to get up naturally and then go to the bathroom. But then when you get up and move and when you get up and stretch, being hydrated is going to help all those soft tissues adapt better. Look at an object that is more than 20 feet away for 20 seconds. It's called the 20-20-20. Every 20 minutes, get up, look 20 feet away for 20 seconds. And then, simply shake out your hands and your wrists, your elbows for a few seconds, roll your shoulders up and down and back, and take slow, deep breaths and improve your posture. Taking the deep breaths throughout the day. I love box breathing that the Navy SEALs teach. So it's all about regulating stress in your body and bringing a calming effect to that fight or flight stress response and getting a handle on the stress in your body. So you simply go ahead and do this. You're going to inhale for a count of 4. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And then you continue that cycle. Think of a box. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Doing that 5 or 6 times is going to waken your brain, waken the cells of your body, and you're going to feel alive and more energetic and less stressed. And how about smile? Consciously smiling. A research article out of Duke research says that smiling, forced smiling, help reduce the effects of depression in the participants. So just simply smiling. Put a picture of a loved one, put a picture of a vacation or a destination that you're going to, put a picture of a pet, put a picture of a family member, put a picture of something that makes you smile. Sometimes putting a mirror in front of you on the computer monitor is a great visual to help make you more aware of your posture and your being in the moment. And then sit down, refresh, and then you're ready to get back to work. You're going to be more productive. You're going to be more creative. You're going to be firing in all cylinders. Anybody ever sit down at a computer and get stuck on a problem and they didn't know what to do? And then you walked away and then you came back and then all of a sudden the answer was right there. This is what I'm talking about. So if you are sitting and you're at home sitting or you're at the office sitting, so right here, 80% of adults spend their workday sitting at a desk. And this sedentary behavior has been linked to obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and more. Remember when we just talked about those people, those individuals that are most susceptible to SARS-CoV-2, if viruses like it, like the flu? Are we getting the big picture here? Is that obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease are all comorbidities for individuals that will impact whether they get SARS-CoV-2 and the consequences that it has in their body and the symptomatology and even death. So by improving your posture, it improves your body function. So right here, if you're sitting, try these ergonomic tips. Keep your feet flat on the floor, or for those of you where your feet cannot touch, get a footrest. And you might be wondering, well, I don't have a footrest. Well, are there any books or reams of paper? Think creatively in your environment of how could you make your ergonomics and posture better with what you have in your environment. The top of your screen should be at or slightly below eye level. Okay, so we want to be looking directly at the monitor there. Your knees should be at or below the level of your hips. So be careful if your knees are above your hips. That's going to cause hip issues and low back issues. Adjust your backrest of your chair to support your low and mid back. Remember, when we were looking at the spine from the side, there's a lumbar curve. This applies to your vehicle too. You want to have a arc, a curvature in your lower back. If your chair, or just like this person on the left, is sitting too far forward, you're going to round and hunch your back. Relax your shoulders and keep your forearms parallel to the ground. An easy way to relax your shoulders, if you feel like you can't, is take a deep breath in, elevate your shoulders, roll it back, and then exhale down. This is a great way to get your shoulders lower. And then take breaks and move your body regularly. How often to take a break? Who remembers it was on the slide right before us? Okay, 20 minutes, every 20 minutes, get up, drink lots of water. It's going to force you to get up. What else can you use? Well, you could use your cell phone. You can leverage technology to help you and set a timer on your phone every 20 minutes. I know there are apps to lock the screen on your computer, so you have to get up. You can set timers, alerts on any of these smart devices. If you have an iWatch or a Fitbit, things like that. So not all technology is bad. We just have to make sure that we're aware of the technology, limit its usage, and make it work for us. Because your posture affects your work. Low back pain is the second most common disability in the US adults, and a common reason for lost work days. How about the kiddos? Anybody have any kids at home? I have two. Kalista's 11, she's in 6th grade. Kyson is 8, and he's in 3rd grade. And oh my goodness, their backpack is too heavy for me. So here's the deal. When it comes to kids, progress, not perfection, because if we do not get this right, and we're looking for causes of spine-related issues, backpack and posture are two of the most common things with kids that cause subluxations that necessitate a visit to the chiropractor. So right here in 2016, an estimated 6,300 kids received emergency room treatment for backpack-related injuries. So what's the parameters here? So 10% of your child's body weight. That's it. That's your goal. Progress, not perfection. Right now, it might be 25%. Maybe get it down to 20 or 15%. Make sure that the backpack is correct. The size is correct for the child. Are the shoulder straps padded? Are the shoulder straps adjustable? Does your child use both straps? This isn't about cool and just hanging the backpack on one shoulder. That's going to create and wreak havoc on your posture. Is the backpack padded in the back? And then does the backpack have compartments? You see, you want to stack the heaviest things closest to your child's spine and the lighter things away from the spine. And regularly, each week, go through your child's backpack and work on cleaning it out. What is not necessary? Tech neck. What can you do to avoid tech neck right here? Well, there's a few things that you can do. Make an effort to stay in the neutral position when you're on your phone so that your ears are aligned with your shoulders. So head over shoulders. Simply hold your phone in front of your face while keeping your back straight. If you look down at your device, do it with just your eyes, or try to. Another thing that you can do is, instead of looking down this way, you can hold your device up right in front of you, and you can tilt your head down versus going like this. You follow me on that? I've seen many patients in here. I want to recognize you for having good posture when you're on your cell phones in here. And avoid spending hours each day hunched over, and remember to take frequent breaks. Poor posture literally is killing you. It is shortening your life, but it happens at such a slow rate, just like tooth decay, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, that once the symptoms are here, it's a late sign of a problem. So here's good posture. When you're upright, when you're standing, when you're walking, that will improve your strength, flexibility, and balance in your body. Anybody here would like to improve balance? Well, by improving your posture, you can improve your balance and your mobility and reduce your risk of falls and injuries. So here's a couple checkpoints here. Chin parallel to the floor, shoulders even. Remember what we just said, roll your shoulders up, back, and down to help achieve this. Have a neutral spine. And what I mean by that is no flexing or arching to overemphasize the curves in your lower back. Arms at your side with the elbows straight and even. Your abdominal muscles braced, okay? So think about somebody who's going to come up and give you a love punch right in the gut, okay? So like those abs, tighten them. You can find them there. Tighten up those abs. That'll help protect your core and help your posture. Hips even, knees even, pointing straight ahead, and your body evenly distributed, the body weight evenly distributed on both feet. Now look, for my note takers here and my rule followers, look, there's a lot of nuggets that I'm giving you. Don't worry. If you would like the slide deck or some of these individual slides, we're happy to give it to you. Let's coordinate with Lynn and we can get that over to you. Okay. Is that cool? All right. Proper sleep posture. And thank you, Lynn, by the way, for doing that. And proper sleep posture. Good sleep, bad sleep. Okay. So correct head position. What is the proper pillow for you to be sleeping in at night? Well, I want to go with the concept of what your pillow needs to do. Your pillow needs to keep your, if you're a side sleeper, keep your pillow needs to keep your neck straight. And if you're on your back, you need a cervical pillow. We have the proper pillow here. It's awesome. It works great if you need a recommendation. And I want to give you the concepts. If you look over to the right, the pillow that's too low, too much of an arch is an issue. It's going to pinch nerves in your neck, and it's going to create numbness and tingling in your fingers. And if your pillow is too high, it jacks up your cervical curve. So we need to make sure that we have the right pillow, the right height, and then the right support. And as far as this, an orthopedic mattress, what I'm really trying to say there is a mattress that provides good support so your spine stays parallel with the mattress. You don't want to be sleeping on your stomach. That's the worst position. And then the fetal position there is you can go ahead and put a pillow for your upper leg to support it, or a pillow between your knees. What I don't want you seeing, what I don't want to see you do is roll right kind of like the half posture where you're half on your stomach and your leg is out. That puts too much stress in your lumbar spine. And if your mattress is too firm, you see here, this individual's shoulders and hips cannot sink down. And then the other one is if you're on your back, you got the cervical pillow, but you can put a pillow underneath your knees. When you put a pillow underneath your knees, it reduces the stress underneath your lower back. And then you don't want to have a banana-shaped mattress. Who's been there? You're traveling, staying somewhere, and it feels like you're in a hammock. You don't want that, okay? Because that's going to put too much stress on your spine and then your lower back. All right, proper driving tips right here. Okay, you want your head straight, your back straight, your arms slightly bent. You want your knees slightly bent. So I put this up on YouTube, and I put this tip on our private Facebook page. Those are two great resources to ask questions in between your chiropractic visits and get some additional training and tips there. So if you're not registered for those two areas, sync with us, and then we'll give you access to it. But basically what you want to do is get in your car and have that attitude as it's going to be a great day attitude. You know, the one that we teach here, the attitude of gratitude. And when you sit in your car for the first time in the day and you look around and you're just so grateful for everything that's going to happen to you that day, is you want to set your rear view and your side mirrors to your best posture. And when you leave throughout at the end of the day, and you'll start to recognize how stressed, the cumulative stress in just 6 or 8 hours or 10 hours in that day. When you get in your car, you can't see out of the mirrors who's been there. Don't adjust your mirrors, adjust your posture, okay? So it's good to pair up with somebody at home and get checked, okay? Making sure that everything lines up, that the eyes, the chin, the breastbone, belly button, and the midpoint between the ankles are aligned. How about the shoulders, hips, and knees? Are they of equal height? Is your head straight or is it tilted? Can you see the curves in the spine from the side? Are there little bumps on the spine in a straight line down the center of your back. This is fun to do with your loved ones at home. So if there's somebody at home that's not had their spine and nervous system checked, I'm going to recommend that they do. Because if there's an underlying problem, it needs to be identified. And we know that just ignoring a problem or letting a problem go, even if we don't know that it's there, gets worse over time. So these are things that you can do with your family. You can do with friends or a coworker. Just, next time that you're together, checking out the posture there. And look, parents, okay? Parents are going to set the stage. So based on our posture and our postural habits, Kalista and Kais and my kids are going to be following my lead here. So I had somebody ask me, well, what about kids and technology? How do I pry the iPads away from my toddler and my kids these days? Well, look, that's going to take more than outside the scope of this conversation. But what I can tell you as a tip here is then have your child on the screens when they're on their stomach. Because when they're on their stomach, they're arching their lower back, they're arching their head up. And that helps versus rather slouching and slumping and going forward. Now, I'm not saying that if they're on their stomach and they're on their iPad, that's free reign, that they could be on there 8 to 12 hours a day. So please don't misunderstand me. They need to be taking breaks just like the adults. What we say, 20, 20, 20, every 20 minutes, stand up, look 20 feet in front of you for 20 seconds. Those are the breaks. Bake them into the rhythm. So when it comes to what postural stretches that you can do to warm up the spine and achieve good range of motion, start in the neck. And I recommend you do these in the morning, do them midday, and do them before you go to bed. These are spinal hygiene. It's like brushing and flossing your teeth, but only for the spine. So go ahead, stand up. If you're sitting right now, go ahead and stand up. If you're driving, I don't recommend you do these, okay? So get up, shake out your arms, shake out your wrists, shake out your elbows, shake out your legs. And all we're going to do, it's going to seem so simple that you're going to wonder, is it really going to be impactful? And I'm going to tell you, yes. Don't mistake the simplicity of what I'm teaching you for the power on the back end of it. So your neck, so you're going to go ahead and go back as far as you can comfortably. You should not have any sharp pain while doing this, and hold it for 10 seconds. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let's just set a little bit of a timer here, okay? Let's do this. You can do this. I know you can, okay? Three-legged stool here. 10 seconds. Let's go. Hold it back. You can get some breathing in there too. It'll help relax your muscles. All right, there we go. That's the timer right there. Okay, the next one. You're going to go ahead and then look down. Tuck your chin down. 10 seconds. All right, great job. I don't know about you, but just in 20 seconds, I'm already feeling better. All right, you're going to tilt your head, your right ear to right shoulder, go. Do the best you can. Meet the body, meet your body where it's at right now. Progress, not perfection. All right, now we're going to go the other way. Let's go the other way. Stretch that out. You guys are doing great. Hang in there. We're almost done. We're wrapping up here. Okay, great. Back to neutral. All right, next one. Turn your head to the right. Go as far as you can. All right, there you go. Guess where we're going next? Go to the left. Okay, feel that stretch. Try to breathe. Get that oxygen in there. It'll relax the muscles. Okay, great. All right, now for the back, do the best that you can right here. If you can't go all the way, do what you can. Meet the body where it's at. So here we go. We're going to touch our toes. So go as far forward as you can, touching your toes. Bring your hands down your thighs to your knees to help support if you need to. Okay, there's 10 seconds. Now the next one, you're going to gently arch your back. Hands on hip, arch your back. All right. Looking good, feeling good. We're getting healthier and stronger already. All right, next one, we're going to go to the side. Right hand along your leg, move towards your knee. Great job. Now we're going to go to the left. Left arm, bring that down to the knee. Who noticed the difference going side to side? One side going down further, other side a bit more difficult. Okay, now we're going to do rotation right here. Bring your arm out right in front of you and hands together, and then rotate. Rotate to the side here. Okay. And now let's go the other way. Now, incidentally, if you're having any pain while you're doing this, then you're going to bring this up to Dr. Travis or reach out to me in between your visits, and let's discuss that, because that's a body signal that's telling us something here. But this will warm up your spine. In the morning, when you wake up, do these. Takes 2 minutes. Then lunchtime, 2 minutes. Then in the evening, 2 minutes. Now you might be saying, Doc, well, this is all great. My life is busy. I have that modern lifestyle stress. The job, my husband, my kids, what have you, all this stress is going on. How do I keep up with it? My recommendation is to schedule it, chart it out, make a checklist, have it handy, available. You can put it on your smartphone, put a little calendar reminder throughout the day to do these things and what you're doing. Get into a rhythm. Exercises to improve posture. We also have the chin tuck. We have the wall angel, the doorway stretch, the hip flexor stretch. For the sake of time, we'll get you these exercises down the road, but these are additional ones that you can do to improve your posture. So how do you know if you have subluxation due to poor posture? You need to get checked, because checking the problem is going to identify the problem. The only way you're going to know if you have a problem is if you get checked. And the dangerous belief is that it's not that big of a deal. Maybe it'll just go away. When's the last time you were able to ignore your way out of a problem? Look, you may be just like my dad that is dealing with a lot of stress. Modern life is unnaturally stressful. My wish for you is to not wait till you have your first crisis like my dad to be making lifestyle changes. You don't have to wait till the crisis to show up before you start improving your posture, improving your health and the strength through simple tips that we just talked about here this evening, so that you can do the things that you want to do and have the life that you want to have and live the life on your terms. I want to say thank you so much for all of you that put your questions in here. I think I got most of the questions. I may not have got all of them. And if you have a specific question that I didn't answer, please type it up in the chat right here, and or let us know on your next visit into the office. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick a winner for this. And somebody's going to win a $50 Amazon gift card here. And our lucky winner is Haley. Is Haley, you on here? Haley, yes. So if you're here, and even if you're not, we didn't make it a requirement for you to be present to win this prize. But Haley, you won this $50 gift card to Amazon right there. All right. Next month, I'm super pumped and excited to bring you another wellness webinar. I trust that you got tremendous value from this. I will record it. You will be emailed the replay link. You want to go back and you want to watch this over and over again. And what's the one thing? I want to hear from you. What's the one thing? What's the one ha-ha? What's the shift? What's the one thing you'll start doing or stop doing? How are you going to improve your life? Because information is great. Implementation is everything here. So let's see. I think I got a question that came up right here. All right, so yes, Heidi, we can get you a copy of those slides. So that's not a problem at all. We'll get that out to you. All right, let's see. Are there any questions here in the chat? All right, let's see. All right, yes, Zushi, those those stretches, as simple as they are, they felt great just doing that. Yeah, Dr. T, you got the sweat on. Did you have your shaggy hair on while you were doing those? Is that why you were sweating? Just kidding. You guys were awesome today. You guys did a great job with the Scooby-Doo theme. That was really, really awesome right there. Yes, all right, I love it. So if there's no other questions here, thank you all for joining in. And I want to hear from you. I would like to know, what do you want to hear next month? I can make this as a open invitation. What do you want to hear about next month when it comes to your health and well-being? I had neck pain, and unpacking the root causes of neck pain is a topic, and that slides right parallel here with posture. But it's National Diabetes Month. You guys want to know more about diabetes prevention, how to cure diabetes, type 2 diabetes, what to do, lifestyle behaviors around that. Do you want me to unmask COVID and everything that's going on, all that confusion? Do you want to learn more about healthy tips to prevent the flu, to make your body and your immune system healthy and stronger? Heck, we could just combine one big one about creating a robust immune system. I want to hear from you. Your feedback is valuable and helps drive us to continue to serve you at higher levels there. So thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great night. And we look forward to seeing you next time in the office. Make it a great night, and happy Halloween.